Chelsea Football Club, another day, another dig from a player online on social media. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall went from Twitter happy to trigger happy. All of a sudden, he needs to start retweeting things against Enzo Maresca. You shouldn't be doing that. Furthermore, Carney Chukwuemeka has got a super club actively chasing him and they want to take him on loan. Cesare Casadei is getting an Italian giant trying to hijack his deal. People told me we're not going to be able to sell him. Well, looks like there's a build-up of clubs trying to come in and take this player off our hands. And finally, the club is super bought in on Josh Acheampong, and I'm going to tell you why. Liam Toomey did an excellent article, and within it, it basically explains, and if everything he says, we don't need another centre half, because the reality is we've got an in-house built-in solution. But we'll talk about it. But before we get started, 1,000 likes go a massive way. So if you could hit that like button now, it's the best way to support the channel. We are 1,500 away from 40,000. So do me a massive favor, if you're new, subscribe, because I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Straight to the point, not longer than 15 minutes, you get your Chelsea nutrition. Let's get started. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall joined Chelsea Football Club for £30 million, 5 million in add-ons. Those add-ons are never getting activated. I think we can all agree. However, Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall had a move to Brighton, and apparently he was at the training ground at Brighton, he was doing his medical, when Chelsea Football Club hijacked the deal. Firstly, I don't know why we did that. Secondly, there have been rumours and murmurs going around that Chelsea needed to do Leicester a favour with PSR, allegedly. I don't know. The fact of the matter is we paid £30 million for him, and we've hardly used the player. A lot of people are going to say the player's no good. A lot of people are going to say he's been unfairly treated. What I'm going to tell you is, it's his fault. The reality is, Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall joined the club that never needed it. Do not date the girl that has no interest in you and only wants to date you just to pass time, because eventually she will throw you away. Vice versa with the guy, right? Girls, do not date the guy that has no interest in you and just says, you know what? I'm only for 1 week. No, find someone that's more into you than you're into them. And the reality is, Chelsea weren't that into Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. Sad truth. What's happened now? Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall has basically played no games in the Premier League. I think he's had one appearance, if I'm not mistaken, and that was against Leicester. He came on for charity minutes, I like to call it. Conference League here and there. Super nice guy. The problem is, he went onto Twitter. Started reading stuff about his name. Look, footballers need to understand, stay off Twitter. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall went and retweeted a tweet where it basically said, Enzo Maresca could have handled the situation better. He ain't no scrub or something like that. I tend to agree with him, right? He's frustrated. In his head, he hasn't had a fair opportunity at Chelsea. I'm going to say one thing. What did you think was going to happen? You're not better than Enzo Fernandez, not better than Moises Caicedo, you're not better than Romeo Lavia. That's 3 players you're not better than. I don't think you're better than Carney Chukwuemeka, and he can't even get on the bench. Where on earth are you going to get minutes? I'm sorry. Why did you and your agent convince yourselves this was the right move for you? Brighton was there. The deal was sorted for him. Look, the reality is, he'll find himself another club. He is not a scrub. He is a good footballer. He just ain't Chelsea quality. For me, he needs to go to a West Ham. He needs to go to a Brighton. He'll get minutes. He'll be vital there. He'll be a club legend there one day if things go his way. I just think it was such a bad move. And now, to retweet stuff, I just think it's childish. And people are going to say, Alex, this isn't even a big enough story. It is. Players need to stop going onto social media and reading stuff about. Because the reality is, some players most probably watch this content. Some players will sit there and watch this content. Listen, I'm not in the business of telling you what you want to hear. I'm in the business of telling you what you need to hear. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, get yourself a move out of Chelsea Football Club ASAP. Another player that needs to get the hell out of Chelsea for his own good, because in my opinion, is Carney Chukwuemeka. Carney Chukwuemeka is one of the most talented players we have in this squad. Problem with Carney is, he can't count on his body, right? Carney Chukwuemeka plays football, gets injured, and then he's out for a considerable period of time. And what happens? Football clubs make plans past you, because at the end of the day, they need to field players onto the pitch. And what's happened? He got an opportunity under Mauricio Pochettino, 2 games, done really well, got injured, significant period of time. The squad moved past him. Conor Gallagher, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo became the main vocal points of this team. Season came around, it ended, Pochettino's gone, club brings in Joao Felix, he's the backup to Cole Palmer. Carney's no longer in the plans. It also doesn't help that the new sporting directors that have come in are the ones that at this moment in time weren't the ones that signed him. They're not the ones that gave him that stupid deal on big wages. So trust me, those big wages are playing a vital role. However, He is lucky enough that he's so talented, there are multiple clubs that want him. Chelsea want 40 to 45 million euros, right, for the player. You're not getting that. But it's because they know how talented he is. So what's happening here? Dortmund in Germany want to take the player on loan. They've already said, we are not able to pay that transfer fee. They're not going to pay that transfer fee. We saw with Ian Maatsen, player went on loan, done really well. But what happened was they couldn't pay that transfer fee. So what ended up happening? Chelsea ended up selling Ian Maatsen to another club in England for £42 million in Aston Villa. So what do Chelsea do? According to Sky Germany, Chelsea are considering selling Carney Chukwuemeka on loan to Dortmund. And for me, this is the best course of plan. Let him go there, let him go play, let him develop, and more importantly, when he comes back, Dortmund either pay the fees or trust me, someone else will. At this moment in time, if you sell him, he's going to cost you around about £20 million. Let him go on loan and show in 6 months how good he is and how talented he is in Champions League games. Hey, all of a sudden, the whole narrative around him will flip. 35 million minimum we can sell him. So for me, this is a no-brainer. Carney goes and plays, the other club gets a great talent, and we get money at the end of it and improve the value of this asset. My personal opinion. Another player that, in my opinion, should feel really underwhelmed with the way his Chelsea career went and how unfairly, in my opinion, it's been treated is Cesare Casadei. Look, the reality is Cesare Casadei joined Chelsea Football Club. He got a great pay rise. He got in great training development. He went on loan to Leicester City, had a good 3-4 months, came back, wasn't utilised by Mauricio Pochettino, stayed, played some Conference League minutes in the 6th role, and all of a sudden now Cesare Casadei is attracting a whole host of interest because he's the one pushing for the move. Fabrizio Romano is reporting now that Napoli, along with 5 other clubs, are inserting themselves to take him. We already know a £10 million move has been rejected from Torino. Chelsea want close to £20 million. Right? Torino are willing to go higher. However, they want to add a future sell-on clause. Chelsea want a buyback option within it. What's happening though? Apparently, Antonio Conte and Napoli are very interested in the player. They believe he's got all the potential and they want to take him. Listen, if Scotty McTominay is banging in goals there, Cesare Casadei is going to bang in goals too. He is a mobile midfielder, good in the air, good in the box, good ball striking. He's going to be a great goal scorer in midfield. He's got all the athleticism. He's got PMP. He is going to be fine. We are going to find a club with him. Other clubs that are currently looking for him are Torino, Feyenoord, and 2 English clubs. The 2 English clubs are very interesting to me because I really want to know who they are and how much they're willing to pay. The thing is with these Italian clubs, they're going to try to take him on a loan and only after they're going to put an option in, it's going to be a hassle. With English clubs, there'll be an obligation in there. Straight away, we will be able to flip him. And it'll be very interesting if he wants to stay in England. Personally, if I'm him, I'm 22 years old. I'm going back home to Italy. I'm going to smash it at Napoli. And all of a sudden, even if he goes to a Torino, if he goes to a Torino, within 2 years, I promise you, one of the top 6 clubs in Italy are going to pick him up. Because the way that this player is built, the stature, the attributes, he's going to shine in Serie A. It was a mistake to leave Inter Milan for me. I don't think he should have done it, but he got paid and it was a chance that he had to take because Neil Bath was actively chasing him and it happens. The final story is regarding Josh Acheampong. Look, Josh Acheampong finally has started a game in the Premier League for Chelsea Football Club. So now there's this whole hype around him that Chelsea have to play him every single game and that Chelsea have to make him the number 1 centre-half. I'm going to say, slow down, right? Put your phone down. Lil TJ told you, try to get to know me. We need to get to know this player. We need to understand what he's good at, how long he can play before his body will break down inevitably because he's 18 and he's growing, right? You do not want to overplay these players. Liam Toomey did a great article. When I tell you go and read it, I mean go and read it. Basically talked about how Chelsea view him as a world-class player or potential to be a world-class player, more say. They think he's got a great build. He's just taller than 6 foot. They expect him to get to around about 6'2". They think he can put on a ton of muscle the older he gets. And more importantly, he's going to get stronger. Meaning all his physical attributes are going to be great. So he's going to be quick, strong, and intelligent. Furthermore, they believe he's got a great ball carrying ability. He's a footballer. He's not an athlete. He's a footballer. And that's a rare mix to find in centre halves, right? Normally, you're either the physical one or you're the ball playing one. In this case, he's a bit of both. For me though, we need to be very careful. Levi Colwill, in my opinion, is playing way too many minutes. Levi Colwill is a top 4 centre half. He ain't good enough to win you a league title. He needs to develop a bit more before I can say that. With chest on my heart, Levi Colwill is going to be part of a team that could win a league title. Josh Acheampong has played 1 Premier League game. Can you count on him for the rest of the 18 and Conference League? I don't think so. What I think needs to happen is either you count on him, you subsidize his minutes with Tosin, and you subsidize his minutes with Anselmino. What you do is you create competition between Anselmino and Josh Acheampong. Tosin is as the oldest statesman. Leave Trevor Chalobah on loan. I was thinking about this all night. Leave him on loan. Let him play. We'll sell him to Palace for 30 million. Happy days, right? We get the pure profit that we wanted. Mark Guehi is an acquisition we don't need at this moment. In the summer, go and get a proper centre half to make sure that Josh Acheampong, Anselmino and Levi Colwill get the rotation that they need. You need somebody like a Virgil van Dijk type. I'm not saying go get Virgil. I'd love it. However, you need somebody that is going to be the alpha, the old statesman. You know them ones, the Roman Reigns of the group, right? And then you have the young pups in like just running around him and doing their job, all right? And developing and learning. And when one of them's bad, you take him out, you put the other one in. But the one elder statesman playing 30 games, 35 games. We need that. We need to get in a habit of having been there, done that, proven veterans. A Thiago Silva type of player. But this is my opinion. I don't know, like, I'm just a guy sitting in my living room talking about football. However, before we get on, there's a video here for you guys to watch with Chelsea being linked with Kobbie Mainoo. I think this is an interesting video because Kobbie Mainoo essentially might force his way out of the club and Chelsea are leading to chase. So go check it out. Oh yeah, and Mikel also gets at Jackson again. It's hilarious as per usual. Check it out, but hit that like button before you leave.